What does it mean?
It's from a university. I just forgot my notebook, so I used this. Всем привет, меня зовут Вадим Савицкий, все еще до сих пор меня так зовут, и я приветствую вас здесь, на своем канале. Друзья, и вот снова с нами Фабио, наш старый дружище, и сегодня мы поговорим о достаточно интересной теме, как мне кажется, о вопросах мигрантов, обо всей вот этой ситуации с Северной Африкой и так далее. Я думаю, что вам будет интересно, что же настоящий немец думает обо всем этом. Alright, so thank you very much for joining us again.
Sure.
And today I'm gonna ask you about all the situation. You actually mentioned it in our previous video. You said about the migrants from Northern Africa and about all that situation with the war. So how do you personally, how do you personally feel about all those people coming to Europe, and how do people feel about that in general in Germany and other countries?
Like you could say that in Germany it's pretty cool. Like I just wrote about it that in the end of the last year there were like 10,000 immigrants every day came to Germany, and Germany, they thought about closing it, say that there's no more immigrants coming in, but they did it afterwards. They did it actually, but not for a long time. So because there are a few Germans who said that they would take all the jobs, and they were like, it will be too much. But
Sure.
it's a lie, because they can't really speak German, so they can't really get a good job. And we said that after 1 year, and you still can't speak German or have an education or anything, you need to go back. So,
but if you learn German, then
if you learn German, if you can get a job, you can stay for sure. Because why not? You're like a citizen. So, but I know that if you're part of Germany, they say it's not good, but there's only a few people who really think that it's not good in this area. I know there is one town, and there are a few people who say no, we don't want to have any immigrants, but most of the people they think just help them, because they know how bad it is over there.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to run away from your home, from all your family or your friends to another country, start everything new, it must be bad.
And don't you, aren't you, not you personally, but you as a nation, Germans and maybe Europeans in general, aren't you scared or worried about, the cultural changes? Because what if in the future, the pure European culture will just become more Muslim, more Islamic, and Islam will take over Christianity in Europe, all that stuff, because people are worried, especially religious people, And but by the way, are you a religious person?
I'm a little bit religious, but I'm more into science, so not really. And I need to say that Germany is pretty international. We have a lot of different cultures, a lot of different religions, so I guess that's not really a problem, because there are not that many super religious people in Germany who really think we just want to have this one religion, nothing else. So I already know that there are in every city there are different churches and everything for the different religions. So Germany is pretty international with all this, and it's not really bad. The people, they don't really have a problem with it. They just accept it.
You know what I've heard? I'm not sure about that, so you might correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard that Angela Merkel, I don't know how you pronounce her name, the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, she said that Germany used to follow the multiculturalism, and she said that that's kind of policies failed. It's no longer works. That's what she said, publicly. She announced that the European policies of multiculturalism just failed. That's what she said, and I don't know, if you agree with her or not. What's your opinion about that?
It's not really failed, because it's pretty, as I said, there are a lot of different cultures and religions. It's not failed. Everybody just they can't believe in what they want to. Nobody says anything against it. So it is multicultural in Germany.
So basically you feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends, they have different religions.
Yeah, so most of the people feel comfortable, they're not really worried about, huge changes. And the last question is, what do you think about the future of European Union? Because I know some people predict it to be to fall apart, you know, to be divided by different parts. Like many people say that Great Britain is gonna go out from European Union, and some people say it's gonna fall apart. I don't know if people talk about this inside European Union, and what are your predictions about the future of this union?
I honestly don't really know. I haven't really heard about it actually, so I haven't heard anything about Great Britain that they will want to go out, because I guess it's going pretty good with Great Britain, because like the economy is pretty good with Great Britain and all the other countries. I just know that there are a few countries that like really struggle and make it pretty hard for us to live, because we give them a lot of money to take
that's what people say, that like Germany is basically the strongest country in the European Union, and like Greece and many Eastern Union countries.
Yeah, Greece and Spain.
They take a lot of money from Germany, and that's why European Union is basically not like, it's not equal for everyone, because like some countries work a lot to supply other countries, and some countries like Greece, they just like get all supplies and they're okay with that.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. I mean, I guess they try, but I don't know what's going on down there. But like we give them a lot of money, like really a lot. We mostly Germany, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but there are a lot of people who really say that they should go out because they make it too hard for us.
But in general, you don't think that European Union is gonna fall apart?
No, not really fall apart. Like maybe a few countries will go out, because I mean they struggle a lot, and we can't really help them if they're not doing anything. But I guess no.
Like just little changes, but
little changes, but not extreme.
Кстати, друзья, у меня есть Инстаграм, и да, возможно, вы туда заходили и такие, нафига нам эти тупые селфи, до свидания, Вадим Сергеевич. Но не спешите уходить, и я прокачал свой Инстаграм. Теперь там просто мега крутые фотки, типа вот таких, всякие красоты невероятные в тех местах, которые я посещаю, а я путешествую много, и сейчас у меня впереди несколько поездок очень интересных, где я, конечно, буду снимать видео, но вы можете посмотреть на мир прям моими глазами, если вы подпишетесь на мой Инстаграм, потому что там прям самые сочные красоты тех мест, в которые я путешествую, и, конечно, моего родного Санкт-Петербурга. Так что, друзья, ссылочка в описании, обязательно подписывайтесь на мой прекрасный Инстаграм.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabio. Друзья, что ж, поблагодарите Фабио в комментариях обязательно и напишите в комментариях, что вы думаете по этому вопросу, потому что мне чрезвычайно интересно ваше мнение. И, кстати, Фабио сказал, что ему тоже любопытно было бы почитать ваши комментарии. Не забудьте поставить лайк, чтобы поддержать меня и нашего гостя. И, конечно же, если вы хотите увидеть новые видео с ним и другими людьми, то обязательно подписывайтесь на канал, чтобы эти видео не пропустить. Что ж, еще раз спасибо, всего вам доброго, всего вам самого светлого и до скорой встречи в новых видео. Пока!